This movie was not the best. It was fine. It's a kid's movie. I don't expect it to be perfect. But, jeez, there's some real dumb stuff in this. For most of the movie, they try and show that he always tries to get a babysitter or stuff like that. He always tries to have, someone to watch the penguins or to deal with them. Or he has something for them, like, oh, he'll switch on a TV. Or the first time he had the penguin, he tried to, shove it in a bathtub with ice. Well, later in the movie, it's basically just kind of used for a plot point that goes nowhere. The zoo guy comes back after he sends him away. Just listen to this scene real quick. So he gets a call and says he has to go to the diner. Then he hangs up the phone, says something to the penguins, and it's not even about him leaving. He says he's gonna kill two birds with one stone. And he's like, that's a metaphor. And then that's it. He just leaves. And it cuts to the scene of him at the diner. We don't see him turn a TV on or get a babysitter or anything. And then when he comes home, surprise, surprise, the zoo guy's there trying to take him. And then the zoo guy goes on and on and on and on about why he's not qualified to have him. And then he kind of just lets him have the penguins and says he'll take them later, even though he has every right to take them now. They also have like cartoonishly fast unfreezing things. Like, these things are in giant boxes meant to keep the penguins frozen, right? He opens the box, and all 5 of them are immediately unfrozen. Immediately. So if you're telling me that the box was the only thing keeping them frozen, only the box being closed, if it was magically open, they would immediately unfreeze. Not slowly unfreeze and slowly lose, the cold. Since obviously the box is keeping the cold in by it being closed, but if it opens, they're just unfrozen. The very first penguin we see, because at first he only gets one penguin. Later, it's a phone call. He says, I told you 5 times to send the penguins back, and the guy mishears him and sends him 5 more penguins. But anyway, when you get the first penguin, he takes it out of the box, he holds it for a few seconds, it's still frozen. Then he sits it down, it's still frozen. He walks away for a few seconds, and now it's unfreezing. So it's still ridiculously fast. But at least it took a while. Plus, he was out of the box. These guys were still in the box. All it took was, him opening the door in there. Just like that. Unfrozen. And I really didn't like the amount of fart jokes. Bathroom humor is just one of the worst humor. There's a lot of humor that is bad. I'll list them real quick just so you know what I'm talking about. Type of humor I don't like. Explaining the joke. You can't just... You tell a joke, and then you tell why it's funny. that automatically makes the joke not funny. Bathroom humor. Loud equals funny. That's terrible. Like, oh, wow, he made a loud screeching noise. That's hilarious. I don't know exactly what to call this one, but when a character says, well, that would never happen, and then it happens. All of those are just terribly unfunny. Those are just some examples of humor I don't like. And bathroom humor, I don't like it. One of the penguins, his whole character is being bathroom humor. He's called Stinky, and he farts every now and then. There's even a scene where he holds the penguins over the toilet and watches them poop, and then he's happy about it for some reason. Just because in like 1 or 2 scenes, the birds pooped on him. So he's happy now, I guess. I don't know. A weird movie. And then, for some reason, they have like this stepdad in the movie. He really could just be cut out of it. Because he's basically useless. He shows up, and they make him deal with all the penguins that aren't the best. Like, there's 6 penguins. There's Nimrod. He's kind of dumb. There's Captain. She's just kind of there. Later, she flies in the movie with a parrot kite or whatever. I don't remember the other one. I can't think of it right now. But the other 3, he only runs into the bad ones. Just so you know, they can throw him out of the movie. He runs into Bitey, who just bites. Oh yeah, the other one's a love. The other one's a lovey. Anyway, there's Bitey, Loudy. He just squawks. And then, like I already said, the Stinky one. So, he comes in, he gets bitten, he gets farted at, and then a loud squawk. He doesn't get to see any of the good ones. So he's just like, you know what, I'll wait in the car. And then he leaves. And that was that for him. He later, we see him in the background as a non-speaking role when they're in the car, and he's like, hey, can you ditch this vacation for him? For me, because I still want to date you. So can you forget the place you're already driving to? For me? And then they literally go and break the law right after together. And we don't even see her talk to him about it. I don't know. It was, kind of weird. Why even put him in the movie if he's just there for literally 2 scenes? In 1 scene, he wasn't even talking. He was just a background character. I don't know. It's not the best. It's kind of entertaining at times. But there's not really a reason to watch this movie. Because a lot of the humor is bathroom humor. But yeah, that's about it for this movie.